Well, the left has a new target it's calling racist, our U.S. Declaration of Independence. The founding document of our great nation now apparently requires a trigger warning before reading. Now, the National Archives added a harmful language alert on the Declaration of Independence's website, warning readers in part, some of the materials presented here may reflect outdated, biased, offensive, and possible violent views and opinions. Joining us now to discuss is Heather McDonald, Thomas W. Smith Fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Heather, what in the world is happening here? I'm speechless, which if you ask my mother is very difficult to do because this doesn't make any sense. When you talk about the first time a nation ever committed to paper, this notion that all men are created equal, while also at the same time acknowledging the potential that we could be a better nation, how in the world could somebody view that as triggering?
Joe, you're absolutely right to be speechless. It is difficult to find language to describe the enormity of what's going on right now, the risk to our national identity, to our future, to the ability of raising children with respect for authority, with appreciation for this country. This mob, which is dedicated to destruction because it has no ability to create anything itself, is moving at a very fast rate. What I found most striking about the National Archives report that has led to these trigger warnings was the ubiquitous language from the university, the language of harm, of vulnerability, of hurt, which we turned away from when college students used it. These narcissistic, self-involved students, privileged, overprivileged students who would go around claiming that they were hurt by their colleges. Now it's that absurd language has leaped into the world at large. It is simply absurd to say that the language for our founding documents causes hurt to people of color. I am perfectly willing to acknowledge that this country's history was in deep contradiction with its founding ideals. One could be quite honest about that. One could be puzzled by it and troubled by it. But let's look at the facts today, Joe. As you well know, right now, the facts are not white supremacy. They are Black privilege. There is an effort to be colorblind, to be open and welcoming to every person of color today in every major institution. And to continue perpetuating this victimology narrative is unbelievably self-involved and dangerous.
I mean, it's really staggering to me when you look at this trajectory here. I mean, the America that we are today and the America, the better America that remains possible is facilitated specifically because imperfect men sat down and understood and committed to paper a blueprint for achieving that better America while also acknowledging that they themselves were so imperfect that we were empowered with the ability to go back and write out that imperfection. How in the world have we built a world that doesn't seem to have an appreciation for the fact that we can have reverence for the idea while also having clarity over the imperfections contained within?
Well, Joe, that's a very wise and rational view of our imperfect history. I wish more people had it. And the fact of the matter is that the ideals in which these mob, the hate-filled mob is in theory working come exclusively from the European tradition of rights and tolerance and equality. There's no other civilization on earth that has given us those concepts that is now in theory animating the left, whereas in fact they are simply animated by hatred, by a sense of inadequacy to the greatness of this civilization, and their only response is to tear it down. But again, while this was a troubled history, as you say, it set us off on a trajectory that no other nation had tried before. We are still burdened by white guilt. Our elites feel self-righteous in blaming themselves for phantom racism because it makes them feel superior to what they believe is this mob of Trump supporters out there who they think are these white supremacists, which is completely bogus. but it is about their own narcissism and self-preening attitudes as much as anything else.
Well, absolutely. I say right now, it wasn't white supremacists that were responsible for the fact that 41% of all the high school students in Baltimore City have a GPA below a 1.0. That's the failure of America's educational system. They don't seem to be triggered by that or any of the other things that are a true threat to progress for black and brown people in this nation. Heather McDonald, as always, thank you so much for joining us. God bless. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.